Are live. Welcome everybody. It's Dan Latto speaking. Hope you're well. It's outside here. We're in Spain, but it's a bit cold today, so I've got my nice little cover on. And we thought we'd go for a nice little cozy chat, just you and me, and we'll wait for people to come on. And then, if you've got any questions, this is an Ask Me Anything. You can ask whatever you want. I don't really care. Probably will answer it. You might not like the answer, but I'll still answer it. So Ask Me Anything. We're here to help you. It is a Saturday, which is a bit weird because it just feels like a normal day, quite honestly. It's a bit weird today because it feels like the last 8 days. We're on day 8 of lockdown right now. So it's just all kind of rolling into one, and it's a little bit weird. So we're outside at the villa. The beach is about 100 meters down that way. If you've got a question on Ask Me Anything, then please stick it in the box down below and I will answer your question. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be property related. It can be property sourcing related. It can be business related. It can be wealth. It could be stresses about and anxiety about paying your rent. It could be anxiety from a landlord perspective about tenants not paying the rent. It could be corona related. If that's what you want to ask, then I'm more than happy to do that. But it's completely up to you. Anyway, we're sat outside in the villa. The Mediterranean is about 100 meters, 150 meters down the road. We're not allowed to go to it. We're not allowed to walk on the beach. We're not allowed to walk on the promenade. We're not allowed out the front gate, frankly. It's too cold to go in the pool. We've got the pool there, so you can just see the pool there. There you go. But it's too cold to use, I'm afraid. And that's just the way it goes. But we're very lucky to be in a big villa that has land and an outside, and we've got a terrace up at the top. And the reason why we can do this is that 20 years ago I started investing in property, as you may well know, and here we are 20 years later, and the same people that were going, oh no, you don't want to be doing that. My mate started investing in property. Oh no, you don't want to be doing that. And here we are, 20 years on, sat in a villa, locked down, sat in a villa next to the Mediterranean. Everything that we have worked towards came true. Like, we could even talk about goal setting, because without goal setting, we won't be where we are today. We could talk about NLP. Without NLP, we won't be where we are today. We can talk about hypnosis. Without hypnosis, wouldn't be where we are today. We can talk about investing. We can talk about knowledge creation. We can talk about rapid course creation. There's a link down below if you want to utilize the time that you've got while you're stuck at home. And I appreciate that can be harder for people who've got kids. So, like, my work this week is just excuse me, it's just died a death. So I've got wifey home, we've got the 5-year-old home. Excuse me. There's been a lot of Barbies, a lot of Paw Patrol, a lot of watching YouTube, and we kind of watch YouTube where people have made up their own YouTube stuff, like stories about Paw Patrol using the little Paw Patrol toys. And when you look at how many views they've got, we were looking at one earlier, it had like 86 million views. I don't know what the income is on 86 million views. Income per 1 million YouTube views. Let's have a look. Million views, YouTube. But, like, literally, this is people who have bought the toys from Paw Patrol, and then they make up their own little stories, and then they film them with a voiceover. So on average, you can expect to earn between $300 and $2,000 from ad revenue for a YouTube video for 1 million views. So if we take somewhere in the middle there, take $1,000, 86 million views is about $86,000. That's not bad. That's one YouTube video. They make a video a week, a video every 2 weeks. It's definitely something you could be doing while you're at home. One of the things that we learned was that when you go live on YouTube, if you have coronavirus in the title on the YouTube video, YouTube demonetizes it. Demonetizes it. That's the word. But also, we did a video about the Bank of England base rate cut, and YouTube demonetized that one. So certain headlines will be demonetized, by the way. So if you are creating YouTube videos and you want to do that as an income, then you just need to be aware that YouTube will demonetize some of the stuff, and also anything children related, for obvious reasons, right? You don't need me to go into those. They will demonetize some of the channels as well, and that's caused some problems. But that's if it's targeted at children. I haven't seen the videos, but I've heard of some of the videos, and I've seen in the press that some videos are made looking all very children-y, and then they turn them and they're quite nasty stuff. So you just got to be wary. And obviously we've got the YouTube app built into our TV. We've got big screen TV with YouTube built into it, and that's generally what we watch. But if you want to create an income using YouTube, then you can certainly do that. Good luck in this day and age. It is not easy at all. I mean, I look at my YouTube stats, and we have fairly decent YouTube stats. It just depends, really. Our YouTube stats gone up recently because we've been talking. We're on day 8 of lockdown. I'm just gonna have a look at my stats. So we're on day 8 of lockdown, and our stats have definitely increased. They've increased on Facebook. People are interested in it because it's really relevant. We talk about wealth creation. No one's really interested in that. We could talk about how to make money. We just don't get a lot of YouTube views on that. And actually, we make our money from YouTube, from people then buying whatever product we happen to be talking about or whatever product we happen to be pushing. So certainly in the last couple of days, we've probably tripled actually in the last 8 days has our YouTube views. But we're still not huge. Lifetime total, we've had, let's just get to the analytics here. We've had 401,000 views, which is not bad. That's views. Minutes watched is well over 1 million, which is quite impressive. I've got 5 GCSEs. Yes. And yet we've got 1,300 subscribers. And obviously YouTube is not a moneymaker for us at all, except it's not a direct moneymaker. So what we do is we create videos, and we don't make money off the AdSense from adverts and so on. They are monetized in that way, but we don't make a lot of money doing that. And that's not really the intention. It'd be nice if it was. But the actual way in which we monetize from YouTube is that we'll create a video, we'll embed that on our website, and then we might push that out onto social media from the website. So it pushes out the website, and people land on the website, gets our website hits up. And then hopefully while people are on the website, we take a look around and we'll find some things that people are interested in. Analytics, that's what I wanted. And let's go to lifetime analytics. So I'm trying to find how many hours and minutes people have watched, and I can't seem to find it. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere on here. It just shows you how often I actually look at this stuff. But if you've got a question, then please ask. More than happy to go into anything you've got. There's no comments. People watching, but there's no comments. So the way in which we do it then is we create YouTube videos. Often I'm driving at the time, and people have like mini heart attacks about that. Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Well, if it's all right for Jeremy Clarkson, it's all right for me. And we're here in Spain as well. And honestly, people just pull over on roundabouts to answer the phone. It's like the most weirdest thing. But on the YouTube side, we create lots of videos, and then we push them out onto social media. And the reason why we push that out onto social media is we want people to see that we're consistent in producing content. And we've been producing content now for an awful long time. We've got an awful lot of videos. If I have a look at how many videos I've actually got, I've got a lot of videos. Does it tell me there? Oh, I think it tells me on my homepage. So, like, I don't know, maybe 1,000 videos, something like that. But on the video side, I create 1 or 2 videos when I'm off to pick up the little one from school. Sometimes we run out of things to say, but we take those videos and then we push them out, and we don't make direct money off those, but we make money off whatever product we're selling. So we might do a video called Property Sourcing Compliance, let's say. And then the idea is we talk about property sourcing, about why it's a good thing, and then we push people onto property sourcing compliance, property sourcing page, and then some people will buy it and some people won't, and that's today. And then we might do another video next week, and another one next week, and another one next week. And it just warms people up, so that at some point people will hopefully buy something. At some point, that's just internet marketing. That's how it works. There's nothing. 922 videos, by the way. In the last 30 days, we've done 34 videos. That's quite interesting. And yeah, on the 17th, I did 3 videos, none on the 19th. Well, that's not true because I went live on that day. Maybe this is just uploads. And then on the 20th, it said I've done 2, but we haven't uploaded any videos. We're just doing lives right now, and the lives are working fairly well. And we're also live, by the way, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We would go live on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn require an application form, which we filled in a couple of times, and we still do not have the ability to go live. I have no idea why that is. Now, interestingly, on the last Q&A that we did, we actually had quite a lot of questions coming through, and on this one, we're not getting any questions. I don't know why. Maybe it's a Saturday. That's probably it. Everyone's busy panic buying toilet roll today, or trying to make sure they've got enough supplies in for when a proper lockdown actually comes in, which will happen fairly soon in the UK, I should think. So what else we're going to talk about? Let's talk about property for a minute. Obviously, everyone's concerned about rents and tenants not paying, and then tenants are concerned about rents as well and their potential inability to pay. Obviously, that's very risky for them. And it's risky for everybody. And then there's a whole knock-on effect. I was speaking to my handyman today, and they're like, "We got any more work?" I'm like, "Dude, we're cutting as much work off as we can because we need to protect cash right now because we don't know who's paying and who's not, and we've got mortgages to pay. And if it's very vague what's happening on the mortgages right now. I don't know if mortgage companies, if it's going to be a mark against your credit rating, which I think it will be, a did not pay, even though it's agreed, a payment holiday goes on your credit rating. And when you're going for credit, I don't know if the government are going to go, no, it's not supposed to. I just don't know. Where possible this month and next month, we're going to pay all mortgages without taking any payment holidays, because I just don't want to risk any of that happening. It's just not worth it. If you can hold off and make sure you get all your rent, all your mortgages paid, and all your service charges paid, and all your council tax paid, and your electricity bills. Because if not, all you're doing really is pushing it down the line. You're literally kicking the can down the street, and you will still have these payments to make in 3 or 4 months. Yet they might be double the payments that you normally make, and your cash flow, when it's back to normal, won't do that. And you speak to a mortgage company, and you go, "Well, what about this 3-month payment holiday?" And we go, "Oh, we didn't say anything about that." As a government enforced thing, we're trying to screw you over, because for mortgage companies, it's just what they do. I heard some horrific things about Mortgage Express that they were up to. Just literally pulling the whole thing, even though they had like 70% loan to value, never missed a payment, cash flow was great, and Mortgage Express would pull the whole thing, give someone like 30 days to pay the entire balance of 5 million quid. And obviously, who's got 5 million quid sat around? Certainly not property investors. And they pulled it. And that was it. Game over. The person's life, they just entered bankruptcy. And bankruptcy is not that bad. I got a friend of mine who's gone bankrupt, rebuilt from bankruptcy. Some good lessons to be learned. Bankruptcy is kind of like an ASBO. It's like a badge of honor. You're not a proper entrepreneur unless you've gone bust a couple of times. And luckily, we've never gone bust or anything. Although we had a car repossessed once, which was very painful. We didn't keep up to repayments. It was a long time ago, but it was a good lesson to learn. And we were going through all sorts of separation and all sorts of stuff going on. But it was a long time ago. And it was a good learning, because you kind of learn you never want to go down those feelings again and feel completely helpless. And so actually this moment in time where people are going through anxiety and that kind of thing is also, by the way, put your question in down below. If you've got a comment to make, please put it down below. These get much more interesting if people actually say things. I'm going to check my phone in a minute as well to see if anybody is speaking, because sometimes it doesn't come up. But right now, like, there's some good lessons for people to learn right now, which are about never getting yourself into this position again. So one of my things was I wanted to get stocked up just in case it hit the fan. And now this has given me the opportunity, I'm just checking messages, by the way. This has just given me the opportunity to have a pantry full. There's a couple of things that we've not got. A crossbow. I know. We're in Spain. They're legal. We're going to get one when it settles. Like, what if your electricity goes off and people are raiding your house? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind guns, and we're not in America. When I was in Vegas a couple of years back, I went to the shooting range and shot an AK-47 and a submachine gun. It was awesome. It was really cool, because I'm a bloke. That's just what we do. Not all blokes, but me. So, this situation, like, people are in this situation and they've not got 3 months worth of living expenses. And if you had 3 months of living expenses, you'd be like, that's fine. It makes life harder, but we could probably get through it, you know, and people haven't got that. And that should be a lesson for you to learn. And your living expenses don't have to be, you know, you don't need to be a prepper, as it's called, learning how to, you know, garrote a rabbit and strip it and cook it. Do you know what I mean? I don't think you need to be at that level, but you do need 3 months worth of income stored. We're lucky because our rental income covers our expenses and we don't rely on the business. And in fact, I've taken a pay cut from the business, and in my content management business, I've decided not to make any money in that business at all for the next 3 months. And we can do that. We're in a good position to do that. But if it came to it, I could also pull money out of that. We just want to shore that business up a little bit and ensure cash flow and ensure that people are still paid for doing their normal job. And then that way we don't let anybody down. We don't let our internal team members down, and we don't let our external team members down. External team members, by the way, are our customers. We don't want to be in that position. And we've spoken to most of our customers already, and we've talked about what's happening with your content, how do we adapt, and we are helping them adapt so that for the next 3 months they can get through this situation. If you've got any questions, by the way, stick them in the box down below. This is an Ask Me Anything live, so please come and ask me. I don't know, I'm coughing a little bit, but it's not coronavirus, just so you know. I've got a blanket wrapped around my legs. I'm sat outside, it's a little bit cool, and I'm drinking coffee and chocolate like a mocha. Highly recommended, in my 4 mug. It doesn't look like we're going to get any questions. If we don't get any questions, we'll just end it. Have you got a comment, something like that? You know what's interesting? People come in and they go, "Oh, I could listen to you all day. I just want to hear me rattling on about nothing." It's very funny, kind of interesting. So if you've got any questions, just stick them in the box down below. What else we're going to talk about? I mean, actually, we're probably going to go live on more specifics. So later this week, next week, we're going to go live on website design. What you need, you know, the 4 things that you need to make your website work. Just conscious of my microphone tapping on my neck. So we're going to talk about website design in another Facebook Live. We're going to do that inside the mastermind group. We're going to talk about property sourcing, how to get started. We're going to talk about that inside the mastermind group. So if you're not in the mastermind group, you need to click the link down below and come and join us. What else we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about rapid course creation. A lot of people are sat at home right now. And by the way, if you want me to talk about one of those subjects right now, put it in a box and I'm more than happy to talk about that. So we're going to talk about rapid course creation. If you're at home for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, really, you've got a good opportunity to create a training course, an online training course. It doesn't cost you any money to create it. It just costs you for £27 to buy the course. But you should be out there making 90 to 100 videos, and it's a step-by-step guide on actually how to do that. So if you want me to talk more about that, stick it in the box. I'm more than happy to talk about that. Happy to talk about property sourcing. Just going to check and see if we've got any comments. So we're happy to talk about property sourcing, happy to talk about websites, happy to talk about wealth and the flow of money. It's very quiet. Maybe it's a Saturday. Maybe everyone's like just at the shops and kind of panic buying a little bit. I'm just seeing if we've got any questions coming through. No, we haven't. So I think we'll call it then. And we'll go live inside the group next week. If you're not in that group, then come and join us in that group. Other than that, I'll finish my cup of joe. I will speak to you on the next one. Have a good weekend. We'll speak to you soon. Take care.